Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I want to talk about some NFL news here, so let's get right into it. So, I'm going to follow up from the last night's news all the way into today's stuff here from Dolph Kleeman. So, this was last night per report. The hashtag Steelers plan to trade or release veteran cornerback Desmond King per Tom Pelissero. It depends on if they can find a trade partner. They are signing rookie cornerback Darius Rush off the Chiefs practice squad to their active roster. Rush was a 5th-round pick by the Colts in the 2023 NFL Draft. So, Desmond King's just washed, man. Nobody's going to trade for Desmond King. Man. Like, who would trade for him? He's just not a good player anymore. He used to be a solidly underrated cornerback, but now he's just not good anymore. So, there was kind of a clickbaity report last night. It said, per report, USC Caleb Williams wants partial ownership from the hashtag NFL from a hashtag NFL team that was selected in the 2024 draft. Per Pro Football Talk. Pro Football Talk reported in July that Caleb's representatives have been making it known that Williams wants partial ownership of the team that selects him in 2024 if he declares for the draft. So, this is kind of a clickbaity report because apparently his dad said that. It wasn't Caleb Williams saying that himself. He never said that. His dad said something like down the line, maybe 20, 30 years, that maybe that he could be like an owner of a team or something. Caleb Williams didn't say that himself. People kind of fell for this from like a clickbaity thing from Pro Football Talk. I mean, that's really all I'm saying about that. I'm not going to take too much in this because I think it's kind of just a clickbaity report trying to get clicks, you know. Because he never said this himself. But additionally, hashtag Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers also attempted to secure equity during his contract discussions with the Jets, but the NFL stepped in to say that it's allowed. So, Aaron Rodgers even attempted to secure equity during his contract discussions with the Jets, but the NFL had to step in and say, you can't do that, Mr. Rodgers. But yeah, I'm not buying that report. So, update. The hashtag NFL says it is considering banning the hip drop tackles because of a 25 times increased risk of injury compared to a standard tackle via NFL executive Jeff Miller. Quote, when they do it, the runner becomes defenseless. They can't get their way out from under it, and that's the problem. That's where the injury occurs. You can see the ankle get trapped underneath the weight of the defender, Rich McKay. Cowboys running back Tony Pollard suffered a fractured fibula from such a tackle in the playoffs last season. And hashtag Seahawks QB Geno Smith suffered an injury during the Giants game on week 4 of the season as well. They are really trying to turn the NFL into flag football. Like, what are these guys supposed to do? If you don't want to take the risk, don't play. It's like, we're trending dangerously close to just two-hand touch. The NFL is getting softer by year. It's like, if you want to do this, just play flag football at this point. But this doesn't surprise me. I saw a report about this like last year maybe, and hopefully this doesn't actually come true. So that's all the stuff from last night, to follow up from last night. So an update, hashtag Dolphins quarterback Jalen Ramsey is back. His 21-day window to return from injured reserve is open per Cameron Wolf. He won't play on Sunday, but he's on his way to return to action. This is a good thing for the Dolphins, man, getting a top cornerback that they traded for. So we talked about Kyren Williams, how he's expected to miss Week 7 with a sprained ankle. So now per report, hashtag Rams running back Kyren Williams is expected to miss multiple games per Jay Fowler ESPN. He's dealing with an ankle sprain injury. So far this year he has 561 total yards and 7 total TDs this year. So he has an ankle sprain, he's going to miss multiple games. He's been running hard, so that's a tough loss for the Rams. So in the NFL, we talked about last night how NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell signed his new contract extension, and that run through 2027. It's official. The NFL made it official. He signed an extension through 2027, March 2027, another 3 years. So there's a crazy story from the Ravens-Titans game from Marlon Humphrey. So turns out Odell Beckham and Jeffrey Simmons got into a fight after the game. Simmons was looking for Odell. After the fight started, Ravens players had to call security to break it up, according to Marlon Humphrey. Simmons wanted that fade from Odell, adding Odell was grabbing his face mask during the fight. The two had an incident during the game, with Odell kneeing Simmons when he was on the ground. OBJ was apparently defending his teammate Zay Flowers after a late hit. Marlon Humphrey said this on the Punchline Pod. That's crazy, man. 6'4", 305-pound defensive tackle versus a 5'11", 200-pound receiver. And Odell wasn't even one to fight him. Simmons was looking for Odell. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy, though, after the game. So, it was official today. Colts rookie quarterback Anthony Richardson will undergo season-ending shoulder surgery. The Colts put out a statement. Jim Irsay and the Colts. I feel bad for the dude. So he shows a ton of promise as a rookie. 713 total yards, 7 total touchdowns, and just 1 interception in 4 games. He'll come back strong next season, I fully believe. But this sucks, dude, though. So, remember we talked about Dante Jackson, safety Jeremy Chin, wide receiver Terrence Marshall were available for trade, according to Albert Breer. A few days ago, some Panthers players. Well, now, Purdy reports some bad news for the hashtag Panthers as safety linebacker Jeremy Chin suffered a quad injury that is expected to force him to miss 6 weeks. Per Adam Schefter, he was a name rumored to be on the trade block as well ahead of the trade deadline, per Albert Breer. They're a mess this year. Like, I wish them the best. Hopefully it's better. But, again, that team's just a mess this year, the Carolina Panthers. But there goes any trade value he had. And now here's your NFL players of the week for week 6. We have the AFC first Raheem Mostert, Blake Cashman, and Dustin Hopkins. For the NFC, we have Jared Goff, Jordan Hicks, and Jamison Crowder. You might as well just rename the AFC Odds Player of the Week to the Miami Dolphins Player of the Week at this point. So an update, the Giants have signed offensive lineman Justin Pugh, famous for his, quote, straight off the couch intro from Sunday Night Football to the active roster. They waived Lawrence Cager to make room. So they signed him. So breaking. Former Raiders defensive end Chandler Jones has been arrested again, per a report. Per TMZ. It is the second time in less than 3 weeks the police have placed Chandler Jones in custody. Records show that he was booked on a charge of violating a domestic violence temporary protection order, and as of Wednesday morning, he remained behind bars. He was previously arrested for 2 counts of the same offense. On September 29th, police said went to the woman's home, grabbed some of her items, and they appeared to burn the stuff like completely new inside of his own backyard. He needs help, man. He just went full Antonio Brown as Chandler Jones. This man needs help. It sucks to see him keep getting arrested. He just needs some help bad to Chandler Jones. So, apparently the beef between Deebo Samuel and the 49ers wide receiver and Lions safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson continues. Deebo, quote, it just sounds like he's mad I got a bag and a lot of money. Nobody knows who he is. I think everybody knows who C.J. Gardner-Johnson is. So an update, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is back to practice with the team. The team designated him to return from injured reserve, so that's good because the Dobbs experiment didn't work. It worked for a few weeks, but now it's not working. So glad they're getting Kyler Murray back. So an update, Rams quarterback Deshaun Watson and running back Kareem Hunt are not practicing today. So it looks like Deshaun Watson might be missing another week. So he's probably going to miss multiple games after that injury, with that injury he has. And that's more news. Bears quarterback Jalen Johnson says the team might trade him and other players based on their recent history. Quote, I'm not oblivious. I'm not blind enough. I'm not exempt at the end of the day. When you trade Roquan away, when you trade Robert Quinn away, man, you can trade anybody away. So, I mean, I'm definitely not exempt. Johnson said he knows his name will be mentioned in trade speculation, but he doesn't want to leave the Bears. I know what's going on, but added, I want to stay here. And the Bears are poverty, so I wouldn't be surprised if they traded their top corner here in Jalen Johnson. So an update, Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon confirms Josh Dobbs will start against the Seahawks in Week 7 despite Kyler Murray returning to practice. He isn't expected back until at least Week 8. So he's probably going to return against Baltimore. So, the hashtag Jets are trading wide receiver Mecole Hardman to the hashtag Chiefs. Per Adam Schefter, this was a breaking story today, so he's back on the Chiefs. It's a huge W for the Chiefs. So, the Chiefs are giving pass rusher Frank Clark a physical tomorrow in their facility. And, BSC Don Harrison, they traded for Mecole Hardman. Now it looks like they're bringing back Clark. It looks like the Chiefs are trying to bring back, like their whole roster, reuniting now with Mecole Hardman and Frank Clark. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes wants to become an NFL owner. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes wants to become an NFL owner. Trending. Mahomes already has ownership of multiple sports teams, and this fucker can't talk or shit. And he wants to keep it until I own an NFL team. If I can get there, then I might settle down, but they're making it pretty tough to get to that spot. I think Tom is trying to do that right now, but that's definitely where you want to go, because I love the sport. I want to give it back in any way possible when I'm done playing. I mean, I can see this happening. So the Texans have claimed former Cardinals third-round pick linebacker Majai Sanders per Rap Sheet, which I think is a good, solid move. The Steelers have cut former Texans and Chargers veteran quarterback Desmond King. So yeah, following up from last night, they just cut him. And he's just not a good player anymore. Tyreek Hill needs at least 186 receiving yards over his next 2 games to become the first player in the Super Bowl era to have 1,000 yards in the first 8 games of the season. He's the most valuable non-quarterback in the NFL. Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams wants the offense to take the next level. I'm a human being and I have extremely high standards for myself in this offense. My benchmark is not wins and losses. It's greatness. Well, I don't think there's any greatness. So the league, an update. The league is encouraging NFL players to take part in the newly improved Olympics flag football event in 2028. It will take place in Los Angeles via Eric Fisher. They're calling it the pinnacle of the sport on the global stage. Notable players like hashtag Dallas wide receiver Tyreek Hill and former NFL All-Pro tight end Rob Gronkowski have already shown interest in joining. 47-year-old Gronk at the Olympics. Oh boy. The NFL will be a flag football league in 2028. Just kidding, but who knows? Yeah, that's all the NFL from Dolph Kleeman. So yeah, until next time, peace.